My name is Pat Shafer, also Patty Shafer. I met Jack at camp here when my son started going over 25 years ago. And then I got to know him a lot better when Steve Green, who was the executive director at camp, invited me to become a board member on the Fowler Center board. And Jack invited me out to dinner at a local restaurant in Birmingham to get to know me better. And I found out on that evening that it was his birthday. So we always managed to keep in touch for whatever reason on his birthday in October every year after that. My son Brett has been going to camp at the Fowler Center for almost 25 years.
Wow.
My son is deaf and autistic, and when he was a little guy, there weren't really any camps or organizations, nothing as a respite for parents or as something out of the ordinary, out of the everyday for him, until we discovered the Fowler Center and that they would accommodate him. And he, at one time, when we didn't have as many campers as we do now, he spent almost the entire summer here. He was here for 6 weeks, which didn't do a lot for my bank account, but he came back home tan and happy. Everybody at camp has gotten to know him. That's one of the nice things about the camp. Staff know him, the other campers know him. Each camper is an individual, but they're also all part of a group that they share so many things. They share experiences and memories and their association with one another and the staff as well. He loves water, so the waterfront being right here, part of the camp, is just an added bonus. Brett has won his award almost every year swimming across the lake.
Oh my.
They're accompanied, but yes, they go across the lake and back and then they get an award. About Jack and just his personality and my remembrances of him, my association with him. That the dinner at Peabody's restaurant was the beginning, and we got to know each other quite well after that. We traveled a little bit together. I went with him to his brother and sister-in-law's home in Canada, in Toronto, one summer, so that the four of us could attend the Shaw Festival at Niagara-on-the-Lake. And one of the more memorable events during that weekend, Jack and I went to On the Maid of the Mist at Niagara Falls, and they give you these flimsy little vinyl rain hood capes. They're not very sturdy, and Jack is not real dexterous at tying bows or knots or what have you. So about the time that you're almost under the falls, you feel like there's gale force winds, and it's just like a rain coming sideways. I turned to look behind me where he was, and the hood had come off of his rain cape, and it was filled with water and kind of strangling him. So we adjusted that quickly. A couple of other people helped me, and he just laughed about it. He just thought it was funny. And that was one experience that we had that weekend. Several others. We really enjoyed the fireworks there, but going down the hill to prepare to find a place to sit before the fireworks at dusk was fine, but going back up the hill was a challenge. And somebody, as we were struggling along, came on the other side of Jack, took his other arm, lifted him up, and we walked him up the hill. And he turned to me and said, one of his favorite expressions, the motto, "Together we can."
Nice.
And we did. Knowing Jack for as long as I have, and in so many different capacities, that we were fellow board members, and I knew him personally, and I got a real sense of what the camp meant to him, and what the history of the camp and Jack were, because he carried this with him for a long time before he was actually able to see it unfold. And I'm convinced that, like so many other people are, we don't want a camp that's sterile and like this is nature. This is part of his legacy. This brought out the best in Jack and in all the campers that have been here. I wouldn't even begin to guess the numbers of campers that knew him personally. You know, that when they came here, they knew who he was. He interacted with them. It was really important. And that's the thing I think that's essential to carry on, that this stays as much as it is now. Of course, you have to make improvements and modernizations, but just that it's the outdoors, it's nature, it's the opportunity to walk and swim and ride horseback and all the myriad activities that are open to any of the campers that come. That's Jack's dream, and that's the legacy that he has left.